Dawn breaks grey over the abandoned McDonald's on Industrial Boulevard. Police cruisers form a perimeter, their lights painting the faded golden arches in rhythmic blue and red. Federal agents in tactical gear crouch behind vehicles, weapons drawn. Inside the restaurant, Nina Okafor presses her back against the kitchen wall. Her daughter, Zara, 9 years old, clutches her mother's hand. The girl's eyes are wide but dry. She learned not to cry years ago. Federal agents, come out with your hands visible. The voice echoes through broken windows, bouncing off grease-stained walls. Nina looks down at Zara, touches her daughter's face with trembling fingers. Baby, listen to me. Her voice stays steady despite the fear turning her stomach to ice. Whatever happens out there, you remember something. I did this for you. Everything I did was for you. Zara nods, her small jaw set with determination that breaks Nina's heart. No 9-year-old should have this kind of courage. They're going to separate us, aren't they? Zara whispers. Nina can't lie. Not now. Maybe. For a little while. Did you do something bad? The question hangs in the dusty air. Nina thinks about the vault below them, the $380 million in cash, the ledger with its terrible history, the choice she made 4 weeks ago. I did what I thought was right, she finally says. Sometimes that's not the same as legal. Footsteps on the roof, movement at the back door. They're coming from all sides. Nina stands, pulling Zara up with her. You ready? I'm scared, Mom. Me too, baby. Me too. The front door explodes inward, 4 weeks earlier. The alarm clock doesn't work anymore. Nina wakes to her phone, vibrating on the floor. The screen cracked from when Zara dropped it last month, 5:30 in the morning. Hospital cafeteria shift starts at 6. She sits up on the mattress, the only furniture in their bedroom. Zara sleeps on the other side, curled into a ball, her jacket still on because the heat got shut off 3 days ago. Nina tucks the blanket tighter around her daughter. In the bathroom mirror, Nina sees a woman who looks older than 34. When did the lines around her eyes get so deep? The kitchen counter holds 3 things: a shut-off notice from the electric company, a can of store-brand coffee, and $17 in crumpled bills. Nina counts the money twice. Bus fare to work and back, $4.50. Zara's school lunch account is overdrawn. That leaves maybe $10 for dinner. She makes oatmeal with water instead of milk. Zara appears in the doorway, already dressed. The skirt is getting short. She's growing. Nina pretends not to notice the holes in her daughter's sneakers. Morning, baby. Morning, Mom. I want tea. They eat in silence until Zara speaks. Mom, chess club is starting next week. It's $25 for the semester. She says it quickly, like pulling off a bandage. But it's okay if we can't. Nina's spoon stops halfway to her mouth. $25. Might as well be 25,000. Let me see what I can do, Nina says, hating how her daughter's face falls even as she tries to hide it. At the bus stop, Mrs. Patel from 3C pulls up in her old sedan. Nina, let me give you girls a ride. We're fine, Mrs. Patel, thank you. The older woman's expression says she knows they're not fine, but respects Nina enough not to push. At the hospital, Nina's manager calls her into the office. Nina, about that raise you requested. I understand if it's not possible right now. He looks relieved. Budget's tight, all around. Appreciate you being reasonable. Reasonable. Nina nods and returns to serving food she can't afford to buy. During lunch break, she scrolls through her phone. A coworker mentioned a commercial real estate auction tomorrow. Nina clicks the link, more from curiosity than hope. Abandoned properties. Starting bids. Most are 50,000, 100,000, impossibly out of reach. Then she sees it. McDonald's, Industrial Boulevard. Closed 15 years. Starting bid, $8,000. Nina has $7,200, every penny saved over 3 years of double shifts and skipped meals. It was supposed to be Zara's college fund. She stares at the listing. Then she screenshots it. The county auction house smells like old paper and desperation. Nina sits in the back row, her purse heavy with every dollar she owns. Around her, real estate developers in expensive suits flip through glossy brochures. She clutches a single printed page from the website. The auctioneer, a tired man in his 60s, works through the properties with mechanical efficiency. Warehouses, office buildings, strip mall spaces. The bids climb fast. 20,000, 50,000, 130,000. Nina watches the numbers spiral beyond her reach. Next item, McDonald's franchise location, Industrial Boulevard. He doesn't even look up from his notes. Property abandoned 2009. Sold as is, no inspections, no warranties. Significant water damage, structural concerns noted. Starting bid $8,000. Nina's hand tightens on her purse strap. The auctioneer waits, scans the room. Nobody moves. Come on, folks. $8,000 for a commercial property? Silence. The developers are already looking at their phones, checking the next listing. An abandoned fast food restaurant with structural problems isn't worth their time. Do I hear 8,000? More silence. Nina can hear her own heartbeat. 7,000? The auctioneer's voice carries a hint of desperation now. Anyone? Nina's mouth is dry. This is insane. She doesn't know anything about real estate or construction or running a business. She's a cafeteria worker who can barely keep her heat turned on. But $25 for chess club, $10 for groceries, $4.50 for bus fare. The auctioneer sighs. All right, we'll move on. $7,200. Nina's voice cuts through the room, louder than she intended. Every head turns. The developers size her up in an instant and dismiss her just as quickly. The auctioneer blinks. You're bidding $7,200? It's all I have. The words come out steady despite her shaking hands. Everything. He exchanges a look with someone at the front desk. A woman in a county clerk's uniform shrugs. Do I hear 7,003? Silence. 7,250. Nothing. Nobody else wants this broken building. Going once, he pauses, giving the room one last chance. Going twice, his gavel hovers. Sold to the lady in the back for $7,200. The crack of the gavel sounds like a door slamming shut. Or maybe like one opening. Nina isn't sure which. Saturday morning. Nina stands in front of her building. The McDonald's hunches against the grey sky like a monument to bad decisions. Faded golden arches cling to the facade. Plywood covers windows. Graffiti sprawls across the drive-through menu board. Zara presses close to her mother's side. It's bigger than I thought. Yeah. What has she done? They walk the perimeter. The parking lot is cracked, weeds pushing through asphalt. The building is concrete block and faded stucco, surprisingly solid beneath the decay. The front entrance is chain-locked. Nina doesn't have bolt cutters. Mom, look. Zara points to the back. The delivery entrance stands open, door hanging crooked on broken hinges. Stay close to me. Inside, the air is thick with dust and time. The dining area spreads before them, booths still bolted to the floor. A 2009 calendar hangs behind the counter, frozen on September. Food prep schedules pinned to a corkboard, paper yellow and brittle. Nina walks behind the counter. The kitchen is a ghost town. Industrial equipment removed, leaving only bolt marks. She runs her finger along a stainless steel prep table, the only thing left. In the manager's office, filing cabinets stand, with drawers pulled open, empty. Someone left in a hurry. The bathrooms are what she expected. Broken fixtures, water stains, mould. Where's the play place? Zara asks. Nina turns. What? Zara holds up her phone, showing a photo from 2006. The McDonald's looks new, vibrant. In the background, a large indoor place structure, colourful tubes, slides, a ball pit. Nina looks around. No place, just dining area, kitchen, bathrooms, office. Maybe they removed it, Nina says. But Zara is already walking the dining area length, counting steps. She stops at the west wall, frowns, walks outside. Nina follows. Zara paces the building's exterior, counts again, comes back inside. Mom, the building is wrong. In still. What do you mean? Outside is longer than inside. Zara places both hands against the west wall. This wall isn't where it should be. Nina pulls out her phone, opens the measuring app. Interior, 28 feet from west wall to kitchen. Outside, same section, 36 feet. 8 feet of missing space. She examines the west wall closely. The paint is different here, newer, there, almost invisible a seam in the tile pattern. The grout doesn't match. Nina presses the wall, solid, pushes harder, nothing moves. She aims her phone's flashlight at the floor, where wall meets ground, a gap, barely visible. She lies flat, shines light through the crack. Empty space beyond, darkness. Mom? Zara's voice is small. What's back there? Nina stands, dusting off her jeans. Her heart pounds. I don't know, baby, but somebody really didn't want anyone finding out. That night, after Zara falls asleep, Nina sits at their kitchen table with her laptop. She searches McDonald's Industrial Boulevard abandoned. The first results are local news from 2009. Family restaurant closes abruptly. Marcus Chen, 45, franchise owner, closed the restaurant midweek. The next day, Chen and his family disappeared. Wife Jennifer, 43, 2 children, ages 12 and 8. Police found no signs of foul play. The family simply vanished. Chen's bank accounts emptied days before. Theories filled local forums: embezzlement, witness protection, cartel involvement. One detail catches her attention. Chen's business partner, David Huang, died in a car accident 1 week after the family disappeared. Tragic timing. Nina finds an old employee forum from 2010. One anonymous comment stands out. Marcus told me he found something in the building. Said it would change everything. He seemed scared. Next day, gone. Nina sits back, tea going cold. Property records show 3 attempted purchases, all blocked by legal complications. The most recent was 6 months ago, still pending litigation when the county moved it to auction. Someone has been trying to buy this property for years. Her phone rings. Unknown number. Nina stares at it. Lets it go to voicemail. The message plays automatically. Miss Okafor, we should talk about your new property, for your daughter's sake. The voice is male, calm, professional. Terrifying. Nina deletes the message with shaking hands. Then she locks every door in the apartment. Morning comes with frost on the windows. Nina walks Zara to school, checking over her shoulder every few steps. The voicemail from last night plays on repeat in her mind. When she returns to their apartment building, a man is waiting. He leans against a silver sedan, expensive casual clothes. 50s, maybe. Well-groomed in that way that speaks of money and time. Nina's hand tightens on her keys. Miss Okafor, he straightens, offers a practiced smile. My name is Julian Mercer. I hope I'm not intruding. 2. You are. Nina moves toward the building entrance. I only need a moment. It's about the property you purchased. Nina stops. How do you know about that? Public records. Auction results are posted online. He pulls out a business card. I represent a client interested in the McDonald's location. We'd like to make you an offer. It's not for sale. Please. He steps closer, persistent but not threatening. $75,000, cash, settlement within 48 hours. Considerable profit for very little effort. Nina looks at the card. Julian Mercer, private acquisitions, and a phone number. Nothing else. I paid $7,200. Why would you pay $75? His smile doesn't waver. My client collects McDonald's memorabilia, quite passionate about preserving franchise history. A building with water damage and structural problems? Sentimental value sometimes trumps practical concerns. Nina studies his face. The smooth confidence, the rehearsed answers, everything screams wrong. I'll think about it. Don't think too long. The property market in that district can be volatile. Values change quickly. He pauses. My client is very motivated. Motivated buyers don't stay patient forever. Is that a threat? An observation. Julian's smile turns cold. You should understand what you've gotten yourself into, Miss Okafor. That property has a complicated history. Some histories are better left buried. He walks to his car, drives away. Nina stands on the sidewalk, staring at the card. Inside, she calls the number, disconnected. She searches Julian Mercer private acquisitions online. Nothing. No company, no LinkedIn, no social media. The man doesn't exist. Or rather, whoever he is, he's using a fake name. Which means everything he said was probably a lie. The collection story, the memorabilia interest, all of it. But the $75,000 offer? That felt real. And if he's willing to pay that much, whatever is behind that wall is worth far more. Nina looks at her phone, at Zara's school picture on her lock screen. She needs to know what she's dealing with. Before it's too late. Nina returns to the McDonald's that afternoon. This time, she brings Zara and tools borrowed from Mrs. Patel's late husband. Flashlight, screwdrivers, hammer, pry bar. They stand in front of the sealed wall. 8 feet of missing space. 8 feet of secrets. How do we get in? Zara asks. Nina taps the wall. Dry wall over a frame. Solid construction, but not impenetrable. The problem is, the wall runs floor to ceiling, edge to edge. Breaking through from the front would take hours and make noise. She needs another approach. The kitchen, Nina says suddenly. They move to where the industrial equipment used to be. Bolt holes show where ovens and fryers once stood. Nina crouches, examining the wall separating the kitchen from the hidden space. There, where a large oven was mounted, the bolts went through into the studs. The holes are still there. Nina lies on her back, shines her flashlight into one hole. She can see through to the other side. Empty space. Darkness. Mom, what are you doing? The equipment attached to the wall studs. If I can access the wall cavity from these holes, I might get behind the drywall without breaking through from the front. It takes an hour. Nina works carefully, removing drywall sections around the bolt holes. The work is slow, cramped, awkward. Her shoulders ache. Dust coats her hair. But finally, she creates an opening large enough to squeeze through. A gap at floor level, hidden behind where the oven used to be. Nina shines her flashlight through. The beam reveals a narrow corridor running the building's length. At the far end, a door. I'm going in, Nina says. Mum, no. It could be dangerous. That's why you're staying here. If I'm not back in 15 minutes, call 911. Understand? Zara nods, clutching Nina's phone. Nina crawls through. The space is tight, claustrophobic. The air smells stale, metallic. She army crawls forward, flashlight in one hand. The corridor is maybe 4 feet high. Nina stands hunched, makes her way toward the door. Up close, it's steel with an electronic keypad. The display is dark, no power. But there's a manual override below, a combination lock, 4 digits, 0 through 9. Nina tries obvious combinations, 0000, 1234, the year 2009. Nothing. She looks down. Something dark stains the floor near the door. She touches it. The concrete is discolored. Old bloodstains. "Mom?" Zara's voice echoes from the opening. "Are you okay?" "Yeah, baby. I'm fine." But she's not. Someone bled here. Someone desperate enough to seal themselves behind a wall. Someone who knew what was beyond this door. Nina takes photos of the keypad, the bloodstains, the door. Then she crawls back. "What's in there?" Zara asks. "I don't know yet, but we need to figure out the combination." They sit in the fading afternoon light, Nina staring at the photos. 4 numbers. The code to whatever Marcus Chen died protecting. That night, Nina can't sleep. She sits at the kitchen table, laptop open, searching for Marcus Chen's family. Birth dates, anniversaries, anything that might give her the 4-digit code. Marcus Chen, born March 3rd, 1964. Wife Jennifer, born November 11th, 1966. Wedding anniversary, June 22nd. She writes down possibilities: 0303, 1111, 0622. None feel right. The children: son Tyler, born April 9th, daughter Sophia, born September 15th, 1999. Nina sits up straighter. September 15th, 0915. The restaurant closed in September 2009. Chen discovered something, got scared, sealed the door. His daughter's birthday was September 15th. It fits. But it's past midnight. Too late, too dangerous. And Zara is asleep in the next room. Nina forces herself to wait until morning. She drops Zara at school with a promise to pick her up early. Then she drives to the McDonald's, the combination burning in her mind. 0915. She crawls through the opening, makes her way down the corridor. The combination lock waits. Nina's hands shake as she turns the dial. 0915. Click. The lock opens. Nina pulls the door. It swings inward with a groan of hinges that haven't moved in 15 years. Beyond is darkness. Her flashlight reveals stairs leading down. Nina descends carefully. 20 steps before reaching the bottom. The space opens up. Her flashlight sweeps across what used to be the play place. The tubes and slides removed. The ball pit gone. The underground room transformed. Industrial shelving units line the walls. Metal, sturdy, professional grade. And on every shelf, stacks of cash. Nina walks forward slowly. Bundles of $100 bills, bank-strapped, organized, row after row, shelf after shelf. She picks up one bundle. Used bills, not sequential. 100 bills, $10,000 per bundle. She looks at a single shelf, roughly 40 bundles, $400,000. 6 shelves per unit, $2.4 million per unit. She counts the shelving units visible, 23 units. $55 million. But there's more. At the back, another door. Open, revealing a smaller space. A vault. Nina steps inside. More shelving. Floor to ceiling. More cash. In the center, a small desk with a leather ledger. Nina opens it with trembling hands. Pages of entries. Dates, amounts, codes she doesn't understand. The entries span from 2007 to 2009. She flips to the last page. September 12th, 2009. The handwriting is shaky, desperate. $380 million total. God forgive me. Below that, one final line. They're coming. If someone finds this, the money is dirty. All of it. Don't make my mistake. Nina hears something. Footsteps. Above her. In the restaurant. A man's voice, muffled but clear. I know you're down there, Miss Okafor. Nina grabs the ledger, shoves it inside her jacket. She runs back through the vault, up the stairs. Her flashlight bounces wildly off concrete walls. At the top, she pauses. listens. Multiple footsteps. At least 2 men, maybe 3. She can't go back the way she came. They're in the dining area. They'll see her. Nina looks around desperately. The corridor has no other exits, just the steel door behind and the opening ahead. She turns off her flashlight. Darkness swallows her. She crawls forward silently, reaches the kitchen opening, peers through. Julian Mercer stands in the dining area. With him, 2 younger men scanning the restaurant. "Miss Okafor," Julian calls out. "Let's talk like adults." Nina stays silent, hidden in the wall cavity. "We know about the vault. We know you've been inside. What did you take?" One younger man moves toward the kitchen. Nina's heart hammers. If he looks behind the prep table, he'll see the opening. "We represent the original owners," Julian continues. "We're simply recovering what belongs to our clients." The cartel. The young man is at the kitchen entrance now, 3 steps from the prep table. Nina grabs a loose piece of drywall, throws it hard toward the manager's office. It crashes against the wall. The men's heads snap toward the sound. Back office. They move away from the kitchen. Nina doesn't hesitate. She crawls through, stays low behind the prep table. The back delivery entrance is 20 feet away. She counts to 3, then runs. Behind her, Julian shouts, "Stop her!" Nina hits the delivery door at full speed, bursts into daylight. She runs toward the street. Footsteps pound behind her. She reaches the sidewalk just as Mrs. Patel's old sedan pulls up. "Nina? Are you all right? I saw strange cars." "Get me out of here. Now. Please." Mrs. Patel doesn't ask questions. Nina jumps in. The sedan lurches forward. In the rearview mirror, Julian stands in the parking lot, watching, writing down the license plate number. "What's happening?" Mrs. Patel asks. Nina clutches the ledger to her chest. "I found something I wasn't supposed to find." They drive several blocks before Nina feels safe enough to breathe. But she knows it's not over. Julian knows where she lives, knows about Zara, and now he knows she has the ledger. Nina drops Mrs. Patel at home with a promise to explain later. Then she drives to the public library, public space, cameras, safe. She finds a corner table, opens the ledger. The entries are meticulous. Dates, amounts, location codes. She photographs every page, then cross-references the codes online. The pattern emerges within an hour. The money came from cartel operations between 2007 and 2009. Drug trafficking, money laundering, protection rackets, blood money. But Marcus Chen wasn't a criminal. Nina searches his name with FBI and forensic accountant. There, a press release from 2006. Marcus Chen hired as consultant for Operation Clean Sweep, an FBI task force targeting cartel money laundering. Chen was working for the FBI. Nina keeps digging, finds a forum post from 2010. Someone claiming to be a federal agent describes how Operation Clean Sweep was compromised. An informant tipped off the cartel. 3 undercover agents killed. The operation collapsed. Chen's handler, FBI agent David Huang, died in a car accident 1 week after Chen disappeared. Official report, tragic coincidence. But Nina knows better. Huang was killed to cover up the failed operation. Chen must have realized the money was going to disappear. Evidence destroyed, operation buried. So he took the cash himself, not to steal it, to preserve it as evidence. But then what? Why hide it? Nina finds her answer in an archived article. 4 unidentified bodies found in the Arizona desert. 2 adults, 2 children, ages and gender matching the Chen family. Her stomach turns. Marcus Chen tried to protect his family by running. Instead, he led killers to them. The money was supposed to be evidence. Instead, it became a death sentence. Nina closes the ledger, hands shaking. $380 million beneath a McDonald's. Money that could change her life, pay for Zara's education, buy them a home, end years of struggle. But it's evidence of crimes that killed families. Blood money people murdered for. Someone powerful enough to compromise an FBI operation wants it back. Her phone rings. Unknown number. Nina lets it go to voicemail. The message plays. A woman's voice. Cold, precise. Miss Okafor. Julian Mercer was being polite. I'm not polite. You have 24 hours to return what you took. If you don't, Zara's school has a gas leak accident during dismissal tomorrow. These things happen. The line goes dead. Nina sits frozen. The library sounds fade. All she can hear is her heartbeat. They threatened her daughter, specifically, by name. She looks at the ledger. At $380 million worth of evidence, at her phone with Zara's face on the screen. She can't keep it. She can't return it. She can't run. She needs help. Real help. Now, Nina searches criminal defense attorney on her phone, finds Priya Santos, attorney at law, specializing in federal cases. She calls. Santos, legal. I need Miss Santos. It's urgent. She's with a client. Tell her someone found evidence of federal crimes. People are threatening to kill me for it. 15 seconds of silence. Hold, please. Another voice. This is Priya Santos. Can you come to my office right now? The office is in a strip mall. Priya Santos is 40, black hair in a bun, suit jacket draped over her chair. Show me. Remember. Nina shows the ledger photographs. Explains the McDonald's, the vault, $380 million. Marcus Chen, the FBI operation, the bodies. Priya flips through carefully. This is evidence in multiple federal crimes. You understand what you're holding. People threatened my daughter. Of course, Priya sets it down. That money is evidence. You can't keep it, can't return it, can't hide it. They know you have it. They know you have it. So, what do I do? Normally, FBI witness protection. You said normally. The original operation was compromised. Chen's handler killed. Someone with a badge was dirty. If you go to the wrong person, you disappear like the Chen family. Nina's chest tightens. Then what? DOJ has anonymous evidence submission, but that takes weeks. You have hours. So? We need leverage. Make you too visible to kill quietly. Priya pulls out her phone. Tyler Banks, investigative reporter. An hour later, Tyler Banks arrives. Early 30s, sharp eyes, recording equipment. He listens, examines photos, takes notes. This is massive, he says. Failed FBI operation, $380 million in cartel money. But if I publish now, you're exposed before protection is in place. So, we set a trap, Priya says. What kind? Nina asks. You contact them, offer to trade, the ledger for your safety. We document everything. Tyler gets photos. I'm legal witness, police on standby. They'll kill me. Not if you're valuable alive, Tyler says. You tell them you've made copies. Story goes public if anything happens to you. Dead man switch. Nina thinks about Zara, about Marcus Chen's children, bodies in the desert. When? Tomorrow night, Priya says. The McDonald's. Public location, we control the environment. Nina looks at them. You're sure this will work? They exchange a glance. No, Priya admits. But it's the best option you have. Nina thinks for a long moment, then nods. Let's do it. Before leaving, Nina calls Mrs. Patel. I need you to pick up Zara from school tomorrow. Keep her at your place until I call. Don't tell her why, just keep her safe. Nina, what's happening? I'm fixing something I should never have found, but I need to know she's protected. She'll be safe with me, I promise. Thank you. Have what to the resh. That night, Nina writes a letter to Zara, sealed envelope with instructions to Mrs. Patel to give it to her daughter if anything goes wrong. She doesn't sleep, just sits at the window, watching the street, waiting for dawn. Tomorrow, she either gets her life back or loses everything. 7 p.m. Nina stands in the McDonald's parking lot. Tyler is across the street with a telephoto lens. Priya waits at the corner, police number on speed dial. Nina clutches her phone. On it, a video she recorded earlier. Her face, her voice, explaining everything. The vault, the money, Marcus Chen, the ledger. Uploaded with instructions to auto-send to every major news outlet if she doesn't check in every 12 hours. It's not real. No dead man switch. Just a video and a prayer that Julian believes the bluff. Her phone vibrates. Text, "We're here." 2 cars pull into the lot. Julian Mercer steps out. From the second, a woman, 50s, expensive suit, cold eyes, the voicemail voice. Nina's hands shake. She forces them still. "Miss Okafor," Julian walks toward her. "I'm glad you came to your senses." "I want guarantees," Nina says. "My daughter stays safe." "I walk away clean." The woman speaks. "Show us the ledger first." Nina pulls it from her jacket, holds it up, doesn't hand it over. "And the copies?" Julian asks. "There are no copies, but there's this." Nina shows her phone, plays 10 seconds, her voice explaining the vault, the money. The woman's eyes sharpen. "Dead man switch," Nina says. "I don't check in every 12 hours, it sends to CNN, the FBI, the Washington Post, the whole story, your names, everything." "Bluff," the woman says flatly. "Try me." Nina meets her gaze. "Kill me right now and find out." Silence. Tyler photographs everything from across the street. Priya records audio. Julian looks at the woman. Unspoken communication passes between them. "That wasn't the deal," Julian says. "The deal was the ledger for your safety." "The deal," Nina says, "is I stay alive, my daughter stays safe, and you pray I don't send that video anyway." The woman steps forward. "You're playing a dangerous game." "I'm not playing, I'm surviving." Sirens, getting closer. Nina didn't call them, neither did Priya. But someone did. Julian's head snaps around. "What did you do?" "Nothing, I swear." 3 police cars pull in. Officers emerge, hands on weapons. "Everyone stay where you are." Julian and the woman run, diving into their cars. Engines roar. They speed out the back exit. Nina stands frozen, ledger in hand. An officer approaches. "Miss Okafor? We received an anonymous tip about suspicious activity. Are you all right?" Nina looks at Priya's car. The attorney is on her phone, confused. Tyler emerges, camera in hand, equally bewildered. Nobody called the police. But somebody did. Somebody who knew exactly what was happening here. Somebody who just saved Nina's life. The next 72 hours blur together. Police take Nina's statement. She tells them everything. The vault, the money, the ledger, Marcus Chen. Julian Mercer's threats. An FBI agent arrives. Special Agent Foster, Art Crime Division. She's skeptical at first. Then, her expression changes as Nina shows the ledger photographs. "We've been looking for this money for 15 years, Foster says quietly. $380 million just vanished, along with Marcus Chen. He was trying to preserve evidence, Nina says. The operation was compromised." Foster's jaw tightens. "We know, now." Within hours, federal agents swarm the McDonald's. They bring equipment, specialists. By midnight, they're hauling out case after case of currency. The media arrives by dawn. Single mother discovers $380 million in hidden vault. Cartel money hidden beneath fast food restaurant. Failed FBI operation led to family deaths. Nina's face is on every news channel. Some call her brave, Others question why she didn't immediately report it. Internet forums debate whether she deserves a reward. Tyler's article publishes nationally. It connects everything. Operation Clean Sweep, Chen's disappearance, the bodies in Arizona, Agent Huang's death, the vault. The article names Julian Mercer as a person of interest. The woman remains unidentified, but sources suggest connections to organized crime and corrupt officials. Congress announces an investigation into the failed operation. Through it all, Nina stays with Mrs. Patel, police protection outside. Zara doesn't go to school for a week. Too dangerous, too much attention. Are we in trouble? Zara asks one night. No, baby. Are we going to be okay? Nina pulls her close. Yes, we are. FBI agent Foster visits on the 4th day. The money is being seized as evidence, Foster says. Eventually, it'll be used for victim restitution and anti-trafficking operations. Good, Nina says. There's a finder's fee. Federal statute for evidence recovery, $50,000. Nina blinks. $50,000? The government's also reimbursing you for the property. You paid $7,200. Fair market value is $22,000. You'll receive both. $72,000 total, not millions, but enough to change things. What about Julian Mercer? Nina asks. The woman with him? Foster's expression hardens. We're working on it, but Tyler's article put pressure on their protectors. Things are shifting. Will I be safe? Will Zara? We're keeping protection for 2 more weeks. After that, you're too visible now. Touching you would bring more heat than they can afford. After Foster leaves, Nina sits with the reality. $72,000. A new start. Not the fortune she could have had, but earned clean. She thinks about Marcus Chen. About the choice he made that led to his family's death. About the vault he created, hoping someone would find it. She thinks about the path she could have taken, keeping the money, running. And she knows she made the right choice. Nina stands in front of a modest apartment building. Not luxurious, but clean, safe. In a neighborhood where kids play outside and neighbors say hello. She opens the door to their new home. 2 bedrooms, a real kitchen with appliances that work, a bathroom without mold, windows that seal against the cold. Zara's room has a real bed, a desk, bookshelves, chess trophies line one shelf. 1st place, regional youth tournament. 2nd place, state qualifiers. Nina's room is simple. Bed, dresser, nightstand. On the nightstand, a photograph. Her and Zara on moving day, smiling. The morning routine is different now. Calm, organized, no crisis. Zara comes out of her room, backpack packed. Ready, Mom? Always, baby. They drive to school in a used Honda. Not new, but reliable, paid in cash. No more bus transfers, no more walking in the rain. At school, Zara hugs her mother. Love you, Mom. Love you more. Nina drives to work, not the hospital cafeteria, a new job. Administrative assistant at a non-profit helping trafficking victims. Better pay, regular hours, benefits. Health insurance, for the first time in Zara's life. At lunch, Nina checks her phone. Email from Agent Foster. Subject, update. Julian Mercer, arrested in Mexico, extradition pending. The woman with him identified as Victoria Reyes, former government contractor, also in custody. The investigation found evidence of the corruption that compromised Operation Clean Sweep. 3 former officials indicted. More arrests expected. Marcus Chen's family officially identified. Proper burial arranged. His brother sent a thank you letter. Nina closes the email. She thinks about that night in the McDonald's parking lot, about the choice she made, about the $380 million that could have changed everything. It did change everything, just not the way she'd imagined. She has enough now, a safe home, a daughter thriving, a job that matters, savings in the bank, no more choosing between heat and food. She's not rich, but she's free. And that, she's learning, is worth more than any vault full of cash. Saturday afternoon, Nina and Zara visit the public library, the same one where Nina researched Marcus Chen 6 months ago. A man approaches, mid-40s, kind face. Miss Okafor? I know 1D. Nina tenses. Then she sees his eyes. No threat, just sadness. I'm David Chen, Marcus Chen's brother. Recognition hits. The thank you letter. Mr. Chen, I'm so sorry about your family. Call me David. He glances at Zara nearby. Is that your daughter? Yes, Zara. David smiles sadly. My niece Sophia would be about her age. Silence. I wanted to thank you, David says. You could have kept the money. No one would have blamed you. I would have, Nina says. My brother tried to do the right thing. It got him killed. For years, I thought he was a coward. David's voice cracks. But now I know he was trying to protect them. David pulls a small box from his pocket. This was Sophia's, a chess set. My brother taught her to play. He offers it. I'd like Zara to have it. We can't. Please, let something good come from what they lost. Nina looks at Zara, approaching with books. Zara, come here, baby. David kneels to Zara's level. Your mum is very brave. Zara nods. She's the bravest. My niece would have liked you. David hands her the box. This was hers. Will you take care of it? Zara looks at her mother. Nina nods. I will. I promise. David stands, wipes his eyes. Thank you for finishing what my brother started, for proving that doing the right thing still matters. He walks away. Zara opens the box. Inside, a beautiful wooden chess set, hand-carved pieces. Mom, can we play when we get home? Nina pulls her daughter close. Yeah, baby, we can play. Evening. Nina tucks Zara into bed. The chess set sits on Zara's desk, pieces arranged carefully. Mom? Zara's voice is sleepy. Do you ever think about the money? Nina sits on the edge of the bed. Sometimes. Do you wish we kept it? Nina thinks about the $380 million, about the life they could have bought. No, she says finally. That money was marked by death. Zara considers this, but we could have been rich. We are rich, baby. We have what matters. That's corny, Mom. But Zara's smiling. Nina laughs, kisses her forehead. Get some sleep. She walks to the kitchen, makes tea, sits at their table. Through the window, city lights spread across the horizon. Ordinary neighborhood, ordinary building, ordinary life. But earned, clean, hers. She thinks about Marcus Chen. About the choice that haunted him until death. About the vault he created, hoping someone braver would find it. She thinks about Julian Mercer's offer, $75,000, no questions. She thinks about the $380 million in that vault. But it wouldn't have solved anything, just replaced one problem with another. Nina opens her notebook, writes, People ask if I regret not keeping the money. I don't. Not because I'm noble, because I'm practical. That money cost Marcus Chen his family. It could have cost me mine. She pauses. I found $380 million and walked away with $72,000, but I kept something worth more. The ability to sleep at night, to look my daughter in the eye, to show her what kind of person I am. Not tell her, show her. Nina closes the notebook, turns off the light. Tomorrow is Sunday. She'll spend it with Zara, playing chess, reading, being present. The screen fades to black. Text appears, return to, the arrest. Dawn, the abandoned McDonald's, police cruisers surrounding the building, federal agents in tactical gear. But this time, we see what happens next. Nina and Zara emerge from the restaurant, hands raised. An officer guides them to safety behind a police car. Agent Foster approaches. Miss Okafor, you're not under arrest. We're here to secure evidence you reported. Nina's legs nearly give out. How did you know to come now? Foster glances at someone in the crowd. Mrs. Patel, by her sedan. Anonymous tip came in an hour ago, Foster says. Detailed information about the vault and threats against you. The caller knew exactly where you'd be. Nina looks at Mrs. Patel. The older woman meets her eyes, nods once, then drives away. She called the police this morning. When Nina went back to photograph the vault for evidence, Mrs. Patel had been watching over her all along. The screen shows Nina and Zara in the present, their new apartment, Mrs. Patel knocking with dinner. Made too much, Mrs. Patel says. Help me eat? Nina hugs her, always. Can we play chess after? Zara asks. Mrs. Patel smiles. If your mother doesn't mind losing to an old woman. They laugh. Text appears on screen. The $380 million was used to fund victim restitution and anti-trafficking operations. Nina Okafor works as a victim advocate coordinator. She has never returned to the property. Julian Mercer and Victoria Reyes are awaiting trial on federal charges. Marcus Chen's family received proper burial. His name has been cleared. The camera pulls back from the window. Nina, Zara, and Mrs. Patel visible inside, sharing dinner. Normal evening. Normal family. Hard-won and precious. Fade to black.